Hello, my name is Sarah Mankus. I'm a Training and Implementation Specialist for Wolters Kluwer. This video will cover the Admin tab in the Risk Assessment Manager. The Admin tab will only be available to those users with the permission level of Global Admin. When you first select the Admin tab, you will be directed to the Manage Users page by default. This page will list all users on your site. You can search users on this page by last name or email address and type in the appropriate text. Or you can filter users based on login timeframe, permission level, if they are inactive, or entity association. Inactive users are by default not listed on the user page. If you want to see inactive users, check this box. Press Submit to search or filter on any of the criteria defined. There are two ways to add users on this page: adding users one by one or importing a CSV file of multiple users. If you would like to add users one by one, simply select the link, Add a new user. This screen will contain several fields. The only required fields when adding a user are first name, last name, email address, and permission level. Note, General Staff is specific to the Survey Manager tool. Under Management Access, you can extend certain permission to users that are not defaults to their permission level. Add and edit custom questions would allow a user with the Entity Manager permission level to access the Question Manager tab. This is not available to a standard Entity Manager. The remaining options are specific to the Survey Manager. First, add and edit surveys and allow entity managers to assign surveys. By default, a user with Entity Manager permission level does not have Survey Manager permission. It would have to be added here. Next, disable access to RAM and RAM analysis functions. If you have a user with Entity Manager permission who should only be able to access Survey Manager and not Risk Assessment, check this box. COI Admin Review Staff. This allows the user to be assigned sets of responses for review when using the COI Tracker functionality. The Assignments section will be empty when first creating a user. If you go into an existing user record, you will see any current assignments. Send email. In order to send an email to a new user, this box must be checked. The email is not sent by default. Press Submit to create the new user and save the details. If you would like to import multiple users using a CSV file, select the link Import New Users. A separate window will open. You must select a permission level for all users you will upload, and you can select a specific entity if applicable, but that is not a required field. Then you would attach your file. Files uploaded here must be in CSV format and contain the user's first name, last name, and email address. The next page under the Admin tab is Manage Documents. This page allows a global admin to view all documents attached to either risk assessments or surveys. From the Manage Documents screen, you can filter on different criteria along the top of the page, such as the name of the document, question category, who uploaded the document, and the source, which is just the name of the question set or survey, amongst other fields. Once you have set your filter criteria, select Submit Query to view the documents that meet that criteria. To open the document, click on the name of the document under the File Name column. Or to view the question the document was attached, select the link View Questions. The next page is Preferences. This page contains default assignments and wording as well as site preferences. The first section is When Answering Questions. This pertains to answering questions in Risk Assessment Manager, not the Survey Manager. The first option is to enable page display mode when answering risk assessment questions. This allows the department head, the respondent or end user, the option of viewing all questions on one page instead of each question being contained on its own page. The functionality is the same in both modes. This is just a viewing preference. When this is selected, the end user will have the option of either layout. If not selected, they will only be able to view one question per page. Next is allow editing of question content and modifications to the question set by global admins. This allows the global admin to make modifications to questions as they are answering a question set. A global admin can always make modifications to a question set from the Question Manager tab. This option just allows them to do so on the fly when answering a question set. Next is set default action plan priority based on risk rating. This would set a default priority to all negative responses when creating action plans based on the individual question's risk rating. And the next item would allow you to set default due dates based on that priority. Disable document upload and disable comments. These fields are optional for every question in Risk Assessment Manager. If you do not want these fields to be available at the question level, check these boxes. Set default action plan assignee to. This is the individual an action plan will be assigned to by default. This can, however, be changed when creating individual action plans. Next is the number of days to add to calculate the due date when assigning question sets. This date can also be overridden when completing individual assignments. Allow creation of action plans by department heads. This allows the department head to create action plans as they are answering questions. When they provide a negative response, they will be able to create the action plan immediately to mitigate the risk. When a department head creates an action plan, the default assignments will always be used. Allow question delegation by department head allows you to enable or disable the question delegation function when answering a question set. The next section, administrative settings, are basic site level settings. You can set your timeout session in minutes. You can download your org structure and question sets, or user roster to Excel. You can set up an automatic email reminder to users who have incomplete assignments. You would specify the frequency and the global admin to receive the confirmation. You can set up an automatic notification when someone completes a question set. You can choose to copy the entity manager and/or type the email address of any global admin who should receive the notification as well. You can upload your corporate logo to populate on the login page instead of the MediRegs logo. You can inactivate multiple users at once by uploading a CSV file containing all those users to deactivate. The next three bullets allow you to customize wording. First, on the email notification that is sent when a question set is assigned. The email can also be edited at the time of sending. This would be the default template used. The welcome message will appear the first time a user logs in to the Risk Assessment Manager. And the last message allows you to customize a message to all users logging in. This message will appear on the login page below the logo. The last bullet is to restrict access by IP address. You can type in the IP address or addresses you would like to access the site. Press Submit at the bottom of the page if you have made any changes and would like to save. The last page that we will discuss today is Policy Review. This is optional functionality you can use when a department head is answering questions. You can set up review periods for the 5 question categories listed here. When a question is asked in one of these question categories, it will also ask for a date of last review. If the date falls outside of the time frame specified, it will show as expired, indicating that something needs to be addressed, even though the requirement has been met. You can modify each question category separately by selecting the Edit link and specifying the review period in months. If you do not want to use this functionality, put a value of 0 in the review period. This concludes the Risk Assessment Manager Admin tab review. Thank you.